Good. How you doing, Coach?
Y'all staying cool?
Not too bad today.
All right, good.
Not bad at all.
If you're not, it's failure to prepare.
Coach, a week in the camp, kind of what have been your takeaways thus far?
You know, the one is just the attitude of the guys. I mean, they're hungry. They're flying around in practice. I mean, we're emphasizing the turnover battle every day. We're emphasizing explosive plays every day, and then finishing, because there were too many times last year that we were ahead, you know, at the end, and we didn't finish the game.
How far along are you with the installation of everything?
Today was day 6 of our install, and I would say that it's about 97% in today, you know, in every phase, you know, and everything we do. So we throw it all at them early, you know, and that's why you got some freshmen that their heads are smoking right now, you know, and they're making some mistakes, but they're making them a great effort. You know, I'd much rather them be going full speed and have the effort that we need. We can get the mistakes corrected.
It's a plan to get that done before the first scrimmage of the install.
Oh yeah, our install always goes in before the first scrimmage.
And is that the point then when reps begin to be adjusted with all the players?
So after the first scrimmage, then we go back and evaluate the scrimmage, see where everybody is, and then we start adjusting reps for everybody, one way or the other. But yes, that is, to answer your question, yes.
Is it with the offensive line, for example? We have probably the most numbers of people affected with the suspensions. It's the rotation guys in a sense. How does that affect when you're dealing more with rotation as opposed to, say, a starter?
Well, any time in the offensive line, I don't care what you're doing. You know, we're always mixing and matching all the time to find the best 5, the best combination of 5. But then you also have to be prepared. Okay, if this guy goes down, how does that combination change? Who goes? Is it the next tackle that goes in if a tackle went down, or are we better with the next guard going in and this guard sliding over the tackle? So early in fall camp, you're doing all of those things throughout the camp. I mean, again, we would be doing all that anyway, you know. But now we have some, we have some clarity on some guys that aren't going to be there, so we can plan around that.
What's the value in getting a guy like Thomas Jackson back from injury, both on and off the field?
Yeah, well, Thomas is one of the hardest working guys on the team. He's a great leader in that room. You know, him and Ant, they run that room. And the guys respect him, and it's just good to have him back out here. And he's 100%, and we're having to pull him back, actually.
What have you liked from those 2 freshmen in that room, Antonio Green and Diami Brown in particular, stands out from them? Yeah, they're
both very, very talented guys, and they can stretch the field. I mean, they can go vertical, you know, and so they're still learning. Like I said, their heads are smoking, and Antoine's probably more than Diami, because Diami was with us in the spring. But he's showing some tremendous flashes in practice.
Do you expect to use Diami on special teams as a punt returner, kick return guy?
Every one of our players we expect to use on special teams. I mean, unless they're offensive lineman, defensive tackle, or quarterback. So yeah, I plan on using all of them. If you're asking if is Diami going to be the return guy on what?
Punt.
I hadn't made a decision on punt yet,
okay.
But he has gotten some reps back there. He's also gotten reps at kickoff return. So again, until we get some live reps, I won't make a decision on that. I mean, I will say that Anthony Williams is our kickoff return guy.
It's good information there.
Yeah.
Can you talk about what he brings in particular to the team? Yes.
Playmaker, can make plays anytime. He's explosive. The thing that makes him a great kickoff return guy is Ant's going to catch the ball moving forward, and he's going to hit it full speed. You know, he's never stutter stepping in there. I mean, he's hitting it full speed. He makes one cut and he's going. And he's over 200 pounds. So when you tackle him, you better tackle him.
You spoke very positively about Charlie Heck back in the spring and in Charlotte. Has he kind of picked up where he left off?
I mean, again, every day is a better day for Charlie, because again, he's only played, offensive line for 2 years. And so now he understands the position. He understands the workload that it takes and what you have to do on a daily basis to be a great offensive lineman. And he's made a lot of progress from when he started and now, especially from spring to now.
Is he also leading in kind of the way you'd also spoken about and expected?
Yeah, I mean, as he gains more confidence in what he's doing, he can lead more. But when you're just learning the position, you're trying to take care of yourself, because you got to hold yourself to a high standard before you can lead anybody else.
Now you're worried about all the positions, but is there one position group you're most worried about and one position that you feel best about?
How do you know I'm worried about everything?
You always say I'm worried about everything.
So you're not going to even ask me.
I'm asking you which position you're most worried about, position group.
That's a great question.
Thank you.
I'll have a better answer for you after the first scrimmage when we've truly evaluated our guys going live. I don't want to speculate right now.
What about the best position group you feel really good about?
You know, I mean, I really do feel good about where our D line is right now. You know, again, we got a lot of guys with experience up there and it's showing in practice.
How important is Aaron Crawford to that group?
You know, I mean, Aaron was a guy that we singled out in spring ball who was, you know, exceptional. And, you know, to have that guy in the middle, you know, a guy that's going to make plays for you in the middle and cover up 2 blockers so the linebackers are free. I mean, it's critical to our success, especially in stopping the run.
You have a competition for the backup, at least for the first 4 weeks, with Chaz being suspended. What do you like about Manny Miles, and how much is he a guy that you might be able to trust in a situation like that? At this point?
I mean, Manny, yeah, I got it. You know, he's gonna. First of all, he's been here, and he's well respected on our football team. I mean, as much as any guy on the football team, everybody loves the guy because he works hard. You know, Manny believes he's the best at everything he does, and he'll tell you. You know, and I love that about him. You know, because it's not being cocky. It's just he's you know, he takes great pride in himself, and I think that's a quarterback has to have that. And so, yeah, I like what Manny's doing.
What about Jason Cade? You've had them for spring and now a week in this camp. What do you like about each of them individually?
Well, one, they're more comfortable now than they were in the spring, you know, as you can imagine. And so they've done a really good job of having a better understanding of what's expected from them when they take command of the offense. Both guys have done that. Cade is probably more. I see him being more comfortable than he was, in the spring. Jace was probably a little bit ahead in his comfort level, you know, but you know, I can see Cade is moved up in that area. I mean, they both look comfortable back there. Now it's just the decision-making process. You know, the game's still going really fast for them. Guys are moving around, and they're in places where we didn't necessarily talk about it in a meeting, and all of a sudden you see it, you know, and then you have a tough time making a decision. Both guys will learn it, and they'll get it, and they'll go.
Who's your backup quarterback?
I don't know yet.
All right, thank you.
All right, guys. One more, and then
in the past, when you have dealt with who's going to be your starting quarterback,
yes,
there's obviously a lot of focus on that.
Yeah.
Is there anything different this time when you have clarity on that part and you have to sort out what's behind the starter?
No, it's the same way. It's still competition every single day. There's just clarity in what we're doing going into that first game, and so now that focus starts. You know, that focus gets on the second team and the third team guys even more, right? Because before you're looking at the 2 guys that are competing for the job. You know, one of them's going to be 1 and one of them's going to be 2, right? So now we just moved back to another guy. So, but that competition is still going on. Those guys are still working extremely hard. So, thank y'all. Y'all have a great day.
Coach.
You too.
Stay cool.
You think you're going to enjoy not telling us number 2
I'll get this to say
Get that inside there.
You ready?
Yeah.